We have ourselves another casted Age of Mythology game from the ladder. So in this side, we have the Ra. He is Husk Soup, playing on the map Key, which is pretty interesting. I think Ra is the worst god on this map, hands down, due to this. Basically, you need to get cows on this map. There's so many cows that spawn on this map, and I think someone like Zucolo playing the Hades here, who is on this side playing as the Hades, will have a better time. Unfortunately, he did just miss these cows in this black spot. You obviously don't know where the cows are. You know that they hang out next to trees, but you don't know which tree, so it's pretty hard to find. So we'll have a bit of a cow count later on. But we actually did see Zucolo play on this map the other day, and he was having some pretty good cow micro, stealing cows away. So we'll see if we can do that one in this one. So these guys actually did play a set in the Champions League. So these guys are in the same group. They're in the same group stages, both extremely strong players. I would urge you to go watch that set if you haven't already. It can be watched. Soup streamed his perspective. It's what I had in the background at work today. And Boyd will have casted it, I am assuming, as well. So check out those if you want to watch their set. But we're here to watch one of their ladder games, which is where maybe players play some bit crazier strats, ones that they're not necessarily going to pull out in the tournaments when money is on the line, maybe something a little bit more fun. So on this side, we do have Zucolo. He is playing as Hades, so Hades tends to be pretty defensive. Like second town centers, like things like that. Some Hades go crazy with the Cyclops, obviously not as defensive at all. But looking at second town centers here, I just never think a second town center on this map makes sense. Because of how this map, the gimmick with this map works, with the wood lines being right in the middle, and we see actually a priest has managed to snag one of these cows, and Soup will walk that one home nicely, is that there's nothing to protect these. The closest wood line is here, so your villagers that pop out will need to go to this gold mine. Imagine Soup has a handful of handful of spearmen, or even some sphinx. They're going to be able to take down the villagers before they can get back home. Obviously, if Zucolo is there with his Ajax, with his whatever, then he'll be able to defend it. But the same on this side, say Soup goes for this town center, it's probably a little bit nicer because the gold mine is behind, but still, you can get some Hippias raids coming around the side, you get some hoplites in, get some Minotaur raids. It'll be very, very difficult to make that second TC work. But to be honest, every time I say a TC is a bad idea, the players go for it, and every time I say this TC is amazing, the players go for a 1 TC strat. So, I don't know. What do I know? But it looks like Zucolo has spotted a relic that he wants, so we'll see what that one is. I assume it's this one. Heroes regenerate over time. Looks like he's going for that one. Could be potentially this one. No, this one is trash tier. This is F tier relic, because you don't want to lose villagers. But it is you gain resources back when your villager dies. I just never like things like that. Normally, I've for any COD players out there, Modern Warfare 2, COD 4, those kind of guys, I kind of relate this to Last Stand or Martyrdom. You do it for you get something back when you die, and that just doesn't make sense. It looks like Super's snagged up all these relics, though. Just get Kopesh of Horus, which is heroes do more damage to myth units. Such a good upgrade. Basically getting the Nephthys upgrade as Ra, which is really, really nice. Something that the Ra doesn't have access to normally, so it's quite difficult to deal with myth units, or can be. And then increases ranged soldier line of sight and just the range as well. So potentially could get some really high range chariot archers if he's deciding to go through Sekhmet. Sekhmet gives you extra range on your chariot archers anyway, and then this side as well. It looks like Bast is going to be Soup's god here. And Zucolo already up to the next stage with a kind of faster advance time. Soup going for a super late uptime. I know he really likes this against gods that can't really put too much pressure on him early. Say he's against someone like, I don't know, a Poseidon, a Kronos, you're going to advance quicker than this. But if he's against someone like Hades, that's probably not going to put much pressure on, and he doesn't want to go for a second town center, then he's going to go for this late advance time. What is this going to be, a 5-10, 5-12, whatever the numbers will be? The priest will be able to jump in the sentry tower. Nice bit of micro on the priest anyway. And Ajax trying to get some good damage done because Zucolo knew that he advanced so quick, so you can just walk over, try and get some damage done before these barracks are up. but I think the priest should be able to micro inside the sentry tower. Should be just fine. The barracks kind of going up on the wrong side for me. I think you kind of want to do it on the other side of the sentry tower, but tiny bits of micro coming in, and the priest will be able to keep those villagers alive, and Ajax and Achilles are going to have to run back and not get too much done. Not worth with this Ajax. He is going to regen thanks to that relic, but I mean, the regen is so slow. Obelisks. How many obelisks did he manage to get up? Yeah, I think he only got a couple. I think there was one that went down earlier, was over here. Not much you can really do on this map for Ra scouting. I did say a cow check. So how many cows do we get? We got 13 on this side. And Soup managed to get 11. So with his terrible scout, he managed to do pretty well. Soup managed to make it in the chat as well. So he did pretty well with his cow scouting. And now Zucolo in with his hot plates. Soup's going to have to bring in some axemen since he sees the axemen. Or since he sees the hot plates, the axemen come in. And Zucolo going for a delayed second TC. Now, I prefer this one to the straight naked second town center, although with the late advance time, maybe it would have made kind of sense to do it. Obviously, you wouldn't have set up your economy to do so, because Soup, if he decided to go for an early uptime with some kind of shifting sands, that's definitely something that Zucolo could have died to, just straight up lost in 6 minutes. So getting a delayed second TC will have his Zom to come down, could defend the gold mine, does have his pumpkins, or in this case, berry bushes. I wonder how long they'll stay pumpkins for. I think the pumpkins came out literally the day after Halloween. I could be wrong. Maybe I didn't play Halloween Day, but yeah. I know it's also something to do with Thanksgiving, but who knows? Yes, this is live. Soup is Soup's cheating. Looks like Zucolo, he's kind of peering forward, trying to get some good vision up. How many priests are there? Oh, 2 and a bit. He's going to be able to force out, and I think Zucolo, now he's got his second TC, doesn't want to overstay his welcome. He definitely doesn't have the military presence to really fight these guys. He does have a decently fast army, not as slow as those slingers, so I don't think Soup can get too much damage done. The spearmen nerfed. I mean, they don't do as much damage on these units running away now, so I think the hot plate should be able to tank up for a solid while with their 40%. Does manage to snipe one though, so Soup getting a little bit of value on that. I think Zucolo did push out a little bit far, considering he did get that second TC. Has Soup seen the second TC? No, but with the amount of units here, either Zucolo is going... He's got a second town center, he's either thinking about her third age, or he's got some units somewhere else. So Soup just needs to figure out which one that is, and I'm sure better player than me will have guessed exactly what's going on. Which is something crazy about these top level guys, is I never guess. Always got a scout. But some of these guys, they just know. Some nice obelisks coming up everywhere. The obelisks are overlapping too, so even if one goes down, should be absolutely fine. I also like them going up in this wood line here. I've seen Egyptians play on this map before, and they haven't put any obelisks down the middle. They put them all around the outside, because that's where most of the resources are. But Zucolo could do some sneaky with some of these. Achilles is in to scare off the Sphinx, and I assume he's faster now, isn't he? Oh, they're the same speed. I know Sphinx speed got nerfed at some point. Maybe it wasn't the base speed. Oh, unfortunately, shift click didn't come in, so the Sphinx is probably going to go down at some point. There he goes, poor guy. The Soup is trying to push in this side, getting his obelisk up. We'll spot that TC, and we'll run away pretty sharpest. Soup going for the pure classical age fight so far, with his 3 barracks, Zom coming in. It's going to be pretty difficult for Soup to push this. I assume Watchtowers is going to come in for Zucolo pretty soon. I think it's had that pre-queued for a while. It's quite expensive now, 250 wood. So that will be coming through. Soup can snipe off this sentry tower pretty early. That will be nice, because it's a kind of exposed gold mine. Has done somewhat of a job to protect it with this military barracks. And obviously the Zom's down to protect this gold mine on this side. So there are 2 gold mines to choose from with pretty decent defense, and actually a straight 2TC Apollo. So handful of units into third age So wanting to get potentially some of those counter units, wants to do some attack with the underworld, put some pressure on maybe this spot here with the gold mine, with the laborers. Is there a priest? There is a Cuddle Scoppers here. He doesn't know about it though. I think there's a trick that, yeah, players know about. This is being grabbed. Unfortunately, that's in the game, but hey ho. So Zucolo, he doesn't even need to step in. He knows that this is being grabbed. He doesn't know that the villagers are still there. That is something that he would need to maybe go in and check, but he knows it's being grabbed at some point. About 20 seconds or so left on that Apollo. Some super aggressive vision coming in with these obelisks. Can see everything basically, or at least everything aggressive, everything he needs to see. And a Sekhmet, actually a little pretty close. So we'll be able to have some value there. Catching up with the 2 TCs, dropping this Citadel down. I don't know why, but Citadel's a god power that I always forget to use straight away. We'll see if Soup manages to use it straight away. We'll give him 5 seconds. No, I don't know what it is about this. I don't know what it is about this god power. I always forget to use it, and it isn't just me. Oh, we'll be back in. more important stuff going on as the Egyptian army is coming in to push. Have a decent amount of priests with their basically Nephthys upgrade coming to take out the Manticore. Wonder whether Zucolo's seen that. There goes the Citadel Center. So the town center will be working a little bit faster. Restoration forced. Is Soup going to back away? Yes, he is. Actually got out an extra Scarab. So need to take out these heroes first. The heroes will be able to take down those guys so quick. Scarabs coming in though. If they do die, they do so much splash damage. It's actually pretty ridiculous. I haven't yet seen a player delete their Scarabs. I'm sure it would mainly just be a meme. But I would like to see some kind of mass Scarab delete on an army. Would be pretty ridiculous. And oh no, the Citadel Center's not making villagers. You hate to see. I don't think it stops though. I don't think it stops the villagers when you put a Citadel Center on, does it? I think it resets what was currently on there. But unfortunately, forgetting to make villagers, that is a bit of a curse of the auto queue villagers. Is when you think you've got it on. I hope your name is inspired by Step Up. What is Step Up? So that would mean no. That would mean no, it isn't. My name is inspired by a... well, it will show my age, I guess. It was inspired by a Fall Out Boy song. That was my favorite band when I was a teenager, and still is my favorite band. And actually, pretty loads of Scarabs coming in, and we do get to see the Scarab death. Look how much damage is actually getting done, and the Slingers on this backline. Slingers do have their upgrade too, so they have their extra damage versus these Hippaspis. Look how quickly they go down. It's pretty ridiculous. And the villagers are back on, so not many lost there. Unfortunate, but did happen. And the Scarab deaths did come into play. How much actually does it do? Oh, I don't have my tooltip on. I think I took it off from this new patch, unfortunately. And Scarab will go down. We can see how much it does. It doesn't do divine though, does it? So you'll have to do some maths, which is a bit of effort there. Did about 20 damage to this guy with his 24% hack armor. And Super sitting here. I'm surprised to see so many Slingers with no Patar. It's not something we've seen for a long time. Slingers did have a bit of a shift, so they're not as good versus archers anymore, but by a very small amount, by 1 damage, but they are better against everything else. And a nice Spearman raid coming on this side. The Spearmen, even though they've been nerfed a little bit, they're still such good raiders. Even as Ra Isis, you don't even need set super fast Spearmen. Spearman getting some good damage on this side. Soup decided to get a second town center on this side. And what is the Hades kind of doing? I mean, he does have a villager lead, but I think he's losing quite a lot of units. This army cannot push. Zucolo here just needs to sit back. There's nothing that he can really do to this, unless he has so many Hippias with their 51% pierce armor. He's just kind of running units into the meat grinder, which isn't a good idea. Heavy Slingers coming in, and yeah, just needs to mass out some of these Hippias. and make the most of his villager lead. Soup will be slowly catching up on villagers with his Citadel Center. We'll be equaling it out pretty soon, actually going for a third town center himself. So we'll be able to skyrocket these villagers with basically I can't remember what this is. 3.25. Let's call it town centers versus the 2. The Hippaspis against this side just aren't the one. I know they absolutely tear down the spearmen, but the slingers are gonna deal with these so quick. So they do, what is this, 5.8 times 1.75. Oof. And the forward Migdal Stronghold. It's my absolute favorite Egyptian play, is force a forward castle, basically. Right on the front. It's going to put a stop to this gold mine. How much gold does he have left in the main base? Did manage to be on this gold mine for 1,500's worth of gold. So there's still 1,700 left in the main base. Was also on this one for some time. Now the obelisk is in though, so Soup does see all the gold mines. Does actually see that this one's being grabbed, and this is why the slinger / priest combo is going to be coming in. Is kind of running around the wall though. I think these guys are going to get caught out. How much damage can these guys do to their direct counter in a Hippias? We will see. Looks like the Manticore trying to kind of move away. Priest going down. The Slinger Ball is doing pretty well, to be honest. Look how quickly it deals with all the infantry units. And even though Zukalo had the direct counter, basically, there was just too much of a ball. And I thought they were going to get caught out. I think Zukalo thought so too, because the wall was here. These guys are slow as hell. There was no other way of them walking out, apart from maybe they could hop over this tiny bit to the Migdal Stronghold. I think that was nerfed. Basically the teleport into buildings space. Before the patch, you would have been able to maybe jump over that. There was a patch 6 months ago, long time ago. Yeah, this upgrade is pretty good. Pretty good against those Hippaspis. And then he's actually grabbing a 4th town center. And almost caught up in those villager numbers. I just think that was definitely the chance. Just Zukalo needed just a few more Hippias. I think he does have the right. This is the right unit. There's no way that it's not. It has to be the right unit. I mean, maybe some Peltas would be a good idea on the back of it. I think Hoplites maybe are going to be decent, but the Hippias definitely. So much pierce armor. They're so quick. They can get on there pretty sharpish. They just need at least as many as there are slingers. Don't want to go too quick now because there is a Migdal Stronghold, and there's going to be a second Migdal Stronghold coming up. There is an Underworld Passage to use at some point, so Zukalo can go and attack one of Soup's gold mines and also collect gold from it, so that is always a play. Some camels getting brought into the mix as kind of a soft counter to those Hippias, but unupgraded versus heavy, they're going to go down pretty quick. Catapults coming in, did get that Sekhmet upgrade to be able to get catapults in the Heroic Age, but catapults forced back. And if Zukalo can actually break through this and take out the catapults, that's huge value for him. They're so expensive, 400 resources. And Slingers plus double Migdal Stronghold plus Pharaoh plus Ra Pharaoh empowering the Migdal is massive. But Soup, of course, he has his micro that he can deal with. Go inside the Migdal Stronghold, pop out, you can attack straight away. So it's very, very difficult to deal with. Prodromus coming in is kind of a I guess, low gold cost unit, but they don't have much pierce armor, which is the main stat, which is really needed. Nice break of the wall so the slingers have somewhere to go. But again, just this slinger ball doing so much. And Zukalo, how many stables does he have? I need to move over to his perspective. Has 4. He could definitely, I mean, he's spamming out as fast as he can. And from Soup's side, he sees all these Hippias and he goes, you know what I need? I need more slingers. I mean, he is getting a couple of camel riders, but not deciding to go for the spearmen. Just more slingers is more slingers. That's it. Crenellations coming in for the Hades. And what can Zukalo do here? I think he did well pushing that back and is managing to take down the Migdal Stronghold with his Petrobolus. So is on this gold mine. He has secured gold. That was objective number 1. Objective number 2 is he needs to get something done. because there is 4 TCs on the side of the Ra here. It's getting a good raid off, which is nice, but 4 TCs, plus one of them being a Citadel Center, means that they're going to just come back so quick. There is also Skin of the Rhino, which makes the villagers so tanky. It's actually insane. They get so much more armor. There isn't the upgrade for them, which gets them more HP. But once you get both of those upgrades, it's so hard to raid a Ra villager or pack of villagers. But Zucolo has pushed out. So just needs to work on where he can attack now. And I think a gold mine like this would be a good shout. It looks like that is what his Pegasus is looking at. There is a priest. There's 2 town centers to jump in, though, so the villagers can split pretty quickly. Also probably wants to get some villagers of his own, and he is going straight for it. I'm assuming Soup did see that one, because one of his villagers did kind of stop that. And the catapult's coming through to deal with the town center. I guess this is an issue if the town centers being right next to each other. You see what I mean about the villagers against these heavy Hippias. It takes quite a few whacks to actually kill them off. And the town center on this side is going to go down. And actually the villagers moving up on this side. A rain, is that rain number 1? That is rain number 1 coming in. And probably a decent amount of farms from Soup's side. It's got 22-ish farmers. So that'll be boosting up the food pretty quickly to get those spearmen out. Kind of food-heavy unit to take out all these Hippias. These are Hades Hippias, so they have nothing. They've got no upgrade. They've got no spirited charge. They've got no Thracian horses. They're just themselves. But against the Slingers, I mean, they should do pretty decent. Ooh, unfortunate micro with the Metropolis brings them to the back. They always go to the back. And the spearman, is he going to be able to... Oh, he got body blocked by his own horse. Oh, that feels bad. Unfortunately, does lose that one. But town center did go down. Did get some damage done. The question is, was it enough? Does this storehouse see these villagers? Yes, it does. Okay. I don't know if you need an upgrade for that. I don't know if you need signal fires to be able to see, but you don't need signal fires. He can see that one. Does manage to pop back out. Hippaspis on this side, taking down the villager. Need them in the army to take down the spearmen. Nobody's touching the Slingers. Is managing to get on the back line now. And is there enough Hippias to take out this ball? It looks like there is a decent amount of red units here. Slingers not even deciding to kind of kite back. Now they are. They're just running straight back. No kiting micro. And now the shoot and scoot kiting micro in. And this is another gold mine for Zucolo if he wants it. Can also drop down a fortress, drop down another Zom in this position, and try and kind of secure both of these town centers. That'd be a pretty sick play if he can manage to defend both of these. These villagers don't really have much to defend them, and these ones could take out... How many Soup villagers is this? Let's move over to Soup's perspective. What has he got? 20. He's got 30-ish villagers this side. So if Zucolo can manage to cut this one off, it can be very, very nice. Mercenary cavalry even forced out. Don't see those every day, but there's nothing else really here. All of the buildings, all the barracks, all the everything is back in the main base. And Zucolo could manage to push out here. Both 100 villagers apiece. Defender's advantage actually goes to the Underworld Passage in this case. It's just, is it the same as before? Is there just not enough Hippias at one time? Units coming in one by one is not ideal. How many buildings does Zucolo have? He still has 4 stables. He's got so many resources. He could be absolutely spamming these guys out. If he had 10 stables, he could have full pop right now, but he doesn't. It's a mistake that everybody seems to make. I know I make that mistake. How about Soup? How many barracks does he have? He's got 7 barracks, and he has a pharaoh empowering all 7 barracks. So this is how it's done. You got the resources in, you got to spend them. And now Horus coming in as well. Horus, it's going to be a big boost to these spearmen. I think the Underworld is going to go down. The Metropolis are in, can take down the settlement. But I don't know what else can really happen. Look at this queue also. Yeah, so Horus is coming in purely because it's barracks units. I mean, could get some Avengers out. Avengers are decent before the Hades gets up to the Mythic Age, because there's only 3 heroes. But as soon as that 4th Age hero comes in, they shut down Myth units pretty hard. And actually, Hephaestus is on the way for Zucolo, so not the most ideal there. Kind of missed on this side that there's a bit of a fight for gold happening. And mercenary cavalry on this side. Fortress in. And the villagers aren't taking any damage from it. Needs to get that boiling oil tech, which is coming in now. Nice play from Zucolo. Does have... How much does he have? 500 gold left, so he does need another gold mine. I assume that's what this attack was. He was trying to secure the gold mine and do a double whammy on these TCs. Also, kind of letting Soup get away with murder there. He does know about these. I guess there's just no way to get around. There is a way to get around the side if he wanted to go for it with those Hippias. Not choosing to. Literally just sending in a couple of Hippias here would be very nice. Now, the slow Ra army is going to be able to come over. And Horus is on the way. Tornado against these units is going to be very, very nice. But the fortress, he can just garrison them in. Might take out the fortress, but normally doing tornadoes, doing lightning storms, doing whatever next to fortresses is not a good call. Is the tornado going to be able to take out the fortress? Looks like it's going elsewhere. So quite low value, or very low value from that tornado, considering it could potentially take out all the units if placed in the best possible way. But we see the spinny boy. He is going to end up doing a decent amount of damage. But Ajax, Achilles, going to be able to chase that one down. If he did that on those villagers, oof, we'd get a lot of damage done. But again, a couple of towns. Look at him go. So much damage. If you get 2 Avengers to raid, it's just disgusting. They just delete villagers. I think this unit is underbuilt. Just straight up. See, you got to micro him though, and Soup does micro him. If you don't, he just kind of spins there and just gets a little bit confused. There is a Colossus on the side of Zucolo. He is in the Mythic Age. He is getting his iron armor. What does the Slingers have? Slingers are on bronze. So, although Soup is 4 TCs, plus one of them being a citadel, plus all the food in the world, I assume that was... Yeah, that was the third reign. What was I saying? Zucolo is up in iron upgrades. He does have more upgrades, so his units are just better. The question is, can less units of better quality beat just the overall mass of champion slingers without their Patar upgrade? These guys can be upgraded more. They do have more range, thanks to this one. Ula's bow, so they are 21 range instead of 20. And Zucolo is pushed off of gold. This is a big deal. Looks like the Hippias did go and raid this side. I did miss it, unfortunately. But the Hippias did manage to raid this side, which was definitely the right call. Where are the Slingers going? No, it's like straight into the main base just to deal with all the reinforcements coming through. We've seen how much they melt these low pierce armor Hippaspis, even the Hippicon. Look at them. Look at them all going down. Hades Fortress number 2 going down this side. So the Hades is trying to get some good damage this side. The Colossus can pretty much solo tank the town center and eventually take it down. So good play on that side from Zucolo. Trying to get the reinforcements on this side. They're both going after each other's main base. And what can you do about this ball of slingers? Looks like more infantry is the call. I don't think it's the one. And the Colossus. Oh, it's actually pushing him away. And he had to walk back. Town center down. Gold mine isn't quite secured though. There are the laborers coming down on this side. Catapult actually
what are you doing here?
Down here. Thank you, Sammy Shimmers, for the raid. Appreciate it. Hope you had some good team games. And Soup does manage to actually get that gold mine, and there is no gold income at all for Zucolo. He has started that donkey caravan trade, but the slingers are making light work of pretty much everything during this game. Sham is right. I got her name wrong. I apologize. Sammy. And the kind of one champion Hippias raid. Trying to get as much damage done as possible. But I think Soup's just overwhelming this. I don't... There's no gold for Zucolo. Does have that Vault of Erebus coming in. He's trying to get through to this large gold mine on this side. But his trade is just not cutting it with how much it's been decimated by Soup Slingers. There is 10 of them, 11 of them. Needs more than that to continuously build an army. It's also down on population. I think Soup just needs to just put him out of his misery at this point. I think that's what he's going for here. Champion Hippias trying to get the job done. But yeah, Slingers with full upgrades is just tough at this point. Actually, we got stone wall. Thought that was the Citadel wall. That one, they look pretty nice. But Secret the Titans pre-queued. No Eclipse being used. Definitely would have liked to see the Eclipse used when we had the Spinny lads out. It's actually they're pretty disgusting when you can use Eclipse with the Avengers. Such a sick combo. And actually the units on this side are actually trying to get through to the gold mine, and the Restoration kind of last-ditch play. Gotta try and get through these. Hippaspis on the Slingers, though. The Spearmen ran around the outside, took down all the horses, and now just the overwhelming absolute mass. And the stone wall's coming up for Soup's side, and Zucolo does say no. I liked his play. Did manage to defend back at home. That was step one. Did get a good underworld this side. And I think literally if he just had 10 stables instead of 4, I think he could have held this for a little bit longer. I don't know which way it would have gone, obviously, but the kind of difference was there is that Soup could just spam out his buildings there. He had seven barracks with his Pharaoh on it, so it's like essentially like 10 barracks or so versus the 4, and he just couldn't kind of spam as well. But well played by Soup. Did just completely surround this map, and well played.